Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Punting in Pauper, the show where I do my best to not absolutely punt and stumble my way through some Pauper games here on MTGO. I'm your host, Gord, and let's take a look at the deck list. So, today we are going to be playing a Golgari Dredge list, and I do want to preface this by saying, there is a strictly better list out there. It's kind of referred to as Tortex in the meta, so that deck does exist. It does play a different list with some similar cards, but we're looking at more of a budget, kind of straightforward dredge list. So let's just break it down here for you guys. 21 lands, 4 of them Evolving Wilds, because we care about the graveyard in this deck, so this will help us fill it. We got a few forests, a few swamps, and then we're playing the 4 Jungle Hollows as our tapped dual color game land. In the 1-drop slot, we have 2 Defiles, which is target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp we control. So that's just a reasonable removal spell in this deck. We also are running 1 Disfigure in the main. Target creature gets -2/-2 till end of turn. And then we're running a 4 play set here of Putrid Imp, which is a 1-mana 1/1 that has discard a card. Putrid Imp gains flying until end of turn, and then as long as there's 7 more cards in our graveyard, it gets +1/+1. But we're more concerned about that discard effect because we want to get Stinkweed Imp into our graveyard, which we will talk about in just a second here. So that's kind of Putrid Imp's job. Next up, 2-drop slot, we have 2 copies of Chainer's Edict. Just target player sacks a creature, and it has flashback. So if this ends up in our yard, we're able to flash it back for some value. We got 1 copy of Get's Verdict, similar spell, no flashback though. Target player sacks a creature, loses 1 life. Now we have Commune with the Gods. This is a 2-mana sorcery. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand, and then put the rest into your graveyard. So we have no enchantments in this deck, so we can only hit creatures, but we're using this mostly to fill our graveyard and find some of our high mana delve creatures here. So next up is Wild Mongrel. This is another discard outlet. We have a 2-mana 2/2 dog. It was a hound, now it's a dog. Has discard a card, Wild Mongrel gets +1/+1 and becomes a color of your choice until end of turn. So this is another discard outlet, and we can grow, kind of make it a bit of a threat for us. So, and then Grizzly Salvage, 2 mana. This one's black and green for an instant, so we can do this on opponent's end steps. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or a land card from one of them into your hand, put the rest in the graveyard. So again, similar effect as Commune with the Gods. We're going to use it to fill our graveyard and find our big delve threats here. Now, the Stinkweed Imp. This is the card that makes the deck makes it run. So we got a 3-mana 1/2. With whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature. So it's a flying Death Toucher, essentially, 3-mana 1/2, but it does have Dredge 5, which means rather than draw, or whenever we could draw, instead we can just mill ourselves 5 off the top of our library and put the Stinkweed back into our hand. So that'll help us fill up the graveyard to resolve some big threats. So it's the main combo enabler, as it were. We do play 3 copies of Viscera Dragger. This is more for the cycling ability, kind of help us redraw, fill the graveyard, and then we can unearth it for 2 mana, and then it comes back to the battlefield as a 3/3 with haste, but it does have to exile after that. And then onto our delve threats. So first up, we have 2 copies of Sultai Scavenger. This is a 3/3 flying bird. It's just kind of our evasive threat. We're just going to use it to keep in the air, so we're only running the 2 copies. Next up, we have Hooting Mandrills. This is a 4/4 with trample. And then we have Gurmag Angler, which I'm sure you all are familiar with. We have a 7-mana 5/5. And of course, the converted mana costs seems prohibitive, but we're going to try to pay way less for these creatures, get them out early, and have an aggressive game. So with that, let's take a quick look at the sideboard here. We're playing 3 Duress for just ripping combo pieces, anything like that. We have 1 Undying Evil. Target creature gains Undying till end of turn. Help us keep stuff around. We have 2 copies of Shrivel. All creatures get -1/-1 till end of turn. That's going to work as our board wipe. We have an extra Guest Verdict over here. 2 copies of Fairy Macabre to hate up on some graveyards. Naturalize for targeting artifacts and enchantments. And then Gnaw to the Bone. Gain some life if we're up against Burn. Alright, there's the deck. Let's hop into a game here and see how she goes. Alright, punting with some Golgari Dredge. We win the die roll. We'll play first. We have some lands. We do have a Grizzly Salvage. We do have a Gurmag Angler. I think we'll try it, see what happens. Alright, we will play our Evolving Wilds. We'll crack it for a Swamp. And we'll just pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Okay. Pass. Alright, let's see what we draw. We hit a Chainer's Edict. That's not too bad. Let's just play a Forest. And let's just pass the turn. We can do this on their end step. Plays Cave of Temptation. Okay, so this might be a Flicker deck. Passes. Well, let's Grizzly Salvage. Do we want any of this? Let's grab Hooting Mandrills. Yeah, I think we just dredge here. Pick up the Stinkweed Imp, and then we can Evolving Wilds. Crack the Wilds. Get a Forest. Now let's cast Gurmag Angler. And then let's cast Hooting Mandrills. Green. Cool. There we go. 9 power turn 3. That's the dream. We did it. And we can Putrid Imp next turn, start discarding Stinkweed Imp when we need to start getting our or once we need to start filling the graveyard for another dredge creature. So yeah, that worked out pretty well. They pass. Okay, interesting. Well, let's go to combat first. Attack for 9. Target player sacrifices an attacking or blocking creature. Okay, we will sack our Hooting Mandrills. I think we'll run out of Putrid Imp. Play Jungle Hollow. Gain a life. Pass a turn. One plays a Desert. And then Bonder's Ornament. Okay. So this is looking like kind of like a Tron list as far as like pieces go, but I don't really know what's going on yet. So let's see what we draw here. Hopefully a big creature. We do hit a Swamp. Okay. Well, let's go to combat. Let's attack with our Gurmag Angler. Putrid Imp will just die to the desert, so we can't get in with it, unfortunately. Takes it down to 10, okay. That's good. We'll just play a Jungle Hollow just to gain a life, gain a little bit more time on our clock should we need it. And I guess we just pass like that. We're just kind of hoping opponent whiffs, which unfortunately they do have some draw with their Bonder's Ornament right now, so let's see what they have. Journey to Nowhere. Yep, that will hit our Gurmag Angler for sure. Another Gurmag. That's okay. Let's play a Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play it this turn. Let's just do that, I suppose. Guess we just have to pass like that. Putrid Imp just dies to desert again, so. Okay, opponent Omens makes some soldiers on our end step. That's pretty good for them. Core Skyfisher. Again, Thraben Inspector, okay. Hopefully some removal. We get Commune with the Gods. So that's actually pretty good. So let's go to combat with our Angler, see if we can get in, see if they'll trade anything. Probably just trading a soldier is my guess. Yep. We want to keep attacking. Opponent loses a soldier. Let's commune with the gods. See what the gods are up to. I guess we grab Wild Mongrel. And we will Chainer's Edict you. They'll sack another soldier. It does have flashback, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One away from being able to cast it with flashback, and then we'll run out Wild Mongrel. Opponent's gonna crack their clue. Yep. Opponent plays Radiant Fountain. Gonna gain some life. You betcha. Unfortunately, this is a pretty bad position for us. Just because they do have the Bonder's Ornament, we can't really get them out of cards. They're going to be able to draw. kind of refill their hand eternally. Serrated arrows, yep. Makes sense. Okay, opponent passes. We're gonna draw here. We hit a swamp, so we'll play our swamp. Let's go to combat. Opponent blocks. Blocks. Well, let's discard Stinkweed Imp to the Mongrel. Grow it. And then if they want to use their serrated arrows, I think we're okay with that. Yep. Then I think we just have to flashback Chainer's Edict here. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand. We're empty-handed, so I don't know. It's still not looking great for us. They do have the draw outlet with Bonder's Ornament, so another Bonder's Ornament, okay. This Omen, yep. Let's make some soldiers, gain some life. Opponent's back up to 16. Disfigure, that's not too bad. I think we wait for that, though. Okay, let's go to combat. Serrated arrows there, okay, sure. They block. Yeah, they're going to do that. Makes sense. Oh, they're going to draw with Ornament, okay. That's acceptable. They pass, okay. Well, we're going to draw again. Draw Wild Mongrel. So, let's go to combat. Oh no, they take it, so opponent's down to 10. Cool, well, we'll run out of Wild Mongrel. Get another body on the board. Pass the turn. Well, they're going to crack the Omen and Scry. Okay, makes sense. They put them both on top, so that's not great. They get a Radiant Fountain, so they'll gain some life back. Yep. Thraben Inspector, okay. They're going to crack it now, sure. Serrated arrows on Mongrel, that's fine. Opponent gets in for 1. Okay, that's fine. We'll take 1. Okiba Gang Shinobi makes sense. It's a nice spicy little tech card in there. Okay, so it resolves. Can't do anything about that. Before damage, though, let's disfigure that. Don't need them drawing cards off that. That's even worse for us. And of course, Skyfisher. Alright. No, they're going to pick up serrated arrows. Makes sense. We're going to draw. Draw Commune with the Gods. Okay, well. Go to combat with our Angler. You block with the Inspector. Sure. We will Commune with the Gods. Let's grab a Sultai Scavenger. We get a Chainer's Edict in the graveyard, which is nice. And then we'll cast this. Now we have our 3/3 flyer. That's pretty good. We can block Skyfisher effectively here. So they're going to play Serrated Arrows, sure. Put 2/1/1 counters on that. That's fine. They pass, okay. Chainer's Edict flashback. Okay. We'll attack with everything. Opponent's going to kill the Mongrel. Yep, I think we'll let that happen. We could discard this, but the -1/-1 counter is still going to be on him, and then it'll just die after combat, and our clock is still going to get us there next turn at this rate, so we're going to have to sack a creature with the flare. Yep. I think we still do the Scavenger here, even though it's the more evasive threat. Because now we're just in the top deck wars. They do, of course, have redraws, but hopefully we can get something going here. They can shrink our Gurmag. Wayfarer's Bauble, okay. Cracks it. So they get 1 redraw with Bonder's Ornament. They can't play anything this turn, unless it's a single black spell, which I don't think there's any single black that's going to remove Gurmag right now. So they're going to make it smaller, yep. Makes sense to me. Oh, and they hit the Glint Hawk. Man. Man, of course. Okay. So then they're going to pick up an artifact. Probably serrated arrows? Yep. The opponent just has answers for everything for our deck. Really grinding us out. Well, we're not going to dredge. We're going to draw. We hit Grizzly Salvage. Okay. Let's go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Makes sense. We know serrated arrows is in their hand. Let's go ahead and Grizzly Salvage right now. See what we hit. We'll grab Mandrills. Let's play Putrid Imp. Let's play Mandrills. Okay. Can we close this out? Raven Inspector. Okay. And we have a Trampler. And we can give us Flying next turn if we discard a card. We're going to crack the clue now. Makes sense. Opponent still has serrated arrows. Okay. Plays the Cave. So here comes the arrows. Oh no, they're going to draw with the ornament first. We have 3 mana open, 4 mana open with the second ornament. And we got there. Nice. Let's go to sideboards. Alright, so after sideboards here, we're going to go up 3 naturalizes to destroy target artifact or enchantment, so we can use that to target down the journeys that they use to remove our stuff, or any of their value artifacts that they get off of Thraben and such. So for that, we're going to go down the Viscera Dragger. That's kind of our redraw with our cycling, and this is essentially a 2-drop, so we're going to use it to kind of, fill in the 2-drop slot. And then Defile isn't our best removal spell in this deck, I don't think, so we're going to go up to Rest just maybe to try and rip some pieces in that 1-drop slot. So let's run it like that. Okay, 1-tap land. That won't work. We have to mulligan. Okay, we have some removal. We have a Stinkweed Imp. I don't know. This hand feels pretty bad. I think we kind of have to draw really well. We are on the draw, though, so let's keep it. We might be kicking ourselves later. We'll put Jungle Hollow to the bottom just because it's the tap source. We'll just run out of Stinkweed Imp if we have to, and then if they kill it or we block with anything, then we can dredge and get an angler out. So Desert for Wayfarer's Bauble seems good. Opponent's gonna try to ramp here. Opponent plays a Plains and passes. All right, likely going to crack the Bauble. Is my guess. We get another Grizzly Salvage. Wow. Okay, so let's play Forest. Let's Grizzly Salvage. Let's grab Hooting Mandrills. Yep, they crack Bauble. Go up a land. And Bonder's Ornament. Okay. So I am a little bit scared of Celestial Flare still. If we just run out of Hooting Mandrills into it and then it dies, we're kind of back a little bit. If we just play our 3rd land and run out of Stinkweed Imp, we might be able to, get more value that way. They are at 4 cards. Well, we do have another Grizzly Salvage, so let's cast Hooting Mandrills. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And this way we can still hold up Disfigure. Radiant Fountain, okay. Plays Custody Squire. So this one makes us choose. When enters battle to start with you, player artifact return each of the most votes attached to most votes in your hand. Okay. So they just get back the only target in their graveyard. Makes sense. So they're going to try to block this and then Desert. So let's go to combat first. So go to combat. Because this has to happen after combat, so they already have to declare it as a block. So let's just wait and see what they do first. They are going to block. We're going to Disfigure. So we're going to get through for more damage, and Desert doesn't kill us anymore. So that was a pretty decent trade for us. Going down to 19. Yeah, I think we'll just pass the turn. We'll Grizzly Salvage on end step. Opponent plays Radiant Fountain, gaining some more life, and then Wayfarer's Bauble. Okay. Well, end step, we will cast Grizzly Salvage. Let's grab Evolving Wilds. We draw Gurmag Angler. Let's play Evolving Wilds. Let's crack it. Grab a green source. Let's go to combat for 4. Yep, figured they had that. Let's cast Gurmag Angler. Black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And can we cast a second one? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we're just short, unfortunately. Is there any value in Commune with the Gods here? We could grab a creature, but yeah, no. Let's fake the removal in hand. Pass turn. Cracks Bauble, yeah. Fountain again. Wow. Okay, opponent gaining all the life. Okay, they're gonna draw. Means they're looking for something, which makes us feel a little bit better. They pass. Okay. Well then, let's see what we draw. Naturalize. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's go to combat. Celestial Flare? Sure. Response? Naturalize. Flare resolves. We sack Gurmag. And then we can still cast Gurmag, right? Because we got 5, 6, 7. Yep. So we'll cast our next Gurmag Angler. Keep coming back. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent's answering us effectively, but we're also answering. So we'll have to see here. They do have 3 in hand. Could have another ornament. Plays Core Skyfisher. That's fine. They're going to pick up a Radiant Fountain is my guess here. Cracks that. Yep. Alright. So when we attack in here, we're going to effectively trade because they do have the desert again, but that's okay because we're going to run out another one with a Commune of the Gods place. So we'll go to combat, attack with Gurmag. Clock is winding down. This is a grindy deck. So they block. They don't block. Okay. Goes down to 18. They're going to play Radiant Fountain next turn anyways, so let's Commune with the Gods. Let's grab Mandrills. Let's play Jungle Hollow. Let's cast Mandrills. Pass the turn. Opponent plays her Fountain, sure. Wait, no attacks, okay. Well, we draw Naturalize. Well, let's go to combat. No blocks, okay. We're fine with that. I think in that case, we're just going to run out a Stinkweed Imp, and we can leave Naturalize open. So this blocks Core Skyfisher forever. Last breath. Oh, they're going to exile it. Very nice. Okay, that happens. Serrated Arrows, sure. But the way the clock's going, we actually have to try to win with this game. Scooping it up and going to game 3 I don't think does us anything. So, well, we're going to blow this up. They're going to be able to activate it in response, but yep, they'll put it on the Angler. So now we can't get through the Skyfisher, unfortunately, so we need some removal. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, we accidentally auto-passed, so we didn't get to play another Gurmag, but that kind of stinks. There's another Serrated Arrows for the opponent. Oh boy. Oh boy. They're going to do it right away, yep. Shrink our Mandrills. They're going to attack. Doesn't look like it. We draw another Gurmag Angler, alright. Well, the auto yields were locked on. That stinks. Yeah, so Yeah, unfortunately, I hit the wrong button on my keyboard, and now we're all but out of this game. They got 6 power in the air here. Yeah, it's pretty rough for us. I was just trying to save time on the clock, and yeah, that's Moto for you. There's another serrated arrows. Okay, opponent's got the clock on us. They get in for 4, sure. Alright, what do we draw here? Removal. Scavenger. Okay, well, go to combat. Sure. Just takes the 1, okay. Don't want to fill our graveyard. Makes sense. And then they're going to do the desert. Yeah, that's probably a better play for them. They get in for 6 next turn. Let's cast Gurmag Angler. Let's cast Putrid Imp. Get some more bodies on the ground. Opponent's pretty stabilized. I don't see us coming back from this, but we'll see what happens. Yep, they got it. Exiled. We do gain life. So they're gonna beat us by the clock. Go, Dredge. You're too slow. Opponent attacks. Yep. We draw a Stinkweed Imp. Well, let's see if they want to trade. Oh, they're gonna... serrated arrows. Keep forgetting. Dang it. I guess we do kind of need to make them use it, too. Oh, they're gonna go this route? Like, I mean, I'm okay with that, too. Or do they do it before? Yeah, okay. They knew what to do. Yeah, we lose Gurmag Angler. Darn. And we'll play... Run out Stinkweed Imp, I guess. It blocks, but I think it's all but over. Yep. So unfortunately, we don't get to kill the Skyfisher here, because we don't actually do damage, because it's 0 power, but we are going to put it into our graveyard so we can dredge at the very least. Let's mill. Let's see what can we do here. 1, 2, 3. We cast Stinkweed Imp. And Scavenger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Pass the turn. So they have to stack serrated arrows. So we can block and block. Plays a swamp. Wayfarer's Bauble. Opponent passes, okay. We will dredge. Okay. We will go to combat for 1. Opponent blocks. Sure. And we'll do the same thing. Cast Stinkweed Imp. Cast Gurmag Angler. We shouldn't have. Oh, we did. Okay, good. I thought we did our Chainer's Edict for a second there, but okay. Pass the turn. 3 seconds left. Cracks Bauble, sure. And he wins the match, so we have a draw, 1-1, folks. Dang it. I do want to say, here in this position, 1 card in their hand, it is looking pretty good for us. So I think we would have gotten there with this one, just a little bit of a grind. So all right, we'll try again. All right, so how did we do this week? Punting in Pauper with Golgari Dredge. And unfortunately, not so hot. So most of the games I played with this deck ended up exactly like the one you just saw. You know, it grinds out to a really, really long point to where we either draw out a game on game two, or we don't really get our feet off the ground. And creatures get answered very, very quickly. So, in this current meta, I find that even though you may resolve, a turn two, turn three angler or mandrills, they're usually taken care of really, really quickly, and we don't really have any other backup plans to kind of save us and keep us going if our creatures get killed, and then we can, you know, kind of have some troubles getting back into the game once they're taken care of and we're low on cards. So Defile, I don't believe is very good in the deck. We usually kind of like top out at like 3 or 4 lands. Occasionally we'll get up to like 7 to flash back a Chainer's Edict or something like that, but usually Defile is just basically a Disfigure, which, I mean, at that point maybe we should just be running Disfigures instead. I'm not really sure. Again, there is the Tortex list that is a lot better, which I definitely recommend you check out if you are interested in this kind of style. I'm going to just go ahead and say, you know what, this deck isn't for me. And I think that's why the game went so poorly, and maybe some of the other games went so poorly, is I probably made some poor decisions as far as the play lines go. And I also wasn't really, sold on this list as kind of the way I want to play. And when we're playing Magic, I mean, you got to play decks you like, or else it's not fun, and that's what we're here to do, is have fun. So with that being said, I don't think this is the deck for me. If you do like this deck, though, please let me know. I know we only did the one game today. It was just one of those things where I recorded lots of games and they all turned out pretty poorly. So I just wanted to show kind of the best the best one there is. Again, I made some bad play lines, but I think there's a couple other things going on here. So if you're interested in the Tortex deck and you'd like me to try that one out, let me know. I definitely am open to the idea of maybe playing a more refined version of this list. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think this one is very competitive. If you're just going to do some casual games with some friends, definitely a fun deck for that kind of style. We did have the 9 power turn 3 early on, which was pretty cool. Felt good to get that on board. But yeah, other than that, might try something different. So I just want to thank you all again for joining me here on Punting and Pauper. It was a really good time to talk to you all, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.